Hi. So today I'm actually going to start to talk about working with dogs. It's actually for those of you who are already or are thinking about or dreaming about working with dogs. I usually talk about dog training, dog behavior, dog language, and so on. One of my favorite subjects, which is talking about how I can inspire other people to work with dogs as well, or actually with humans. So I'm going to talk to you about that tonight. So this really is only for those, I'm repeating myself now, but this one is to you who are interested in working with dogs. If you're not interested in working with dogs, don't watch this at all. Okay, so let me just find my PowerPoint. Okay, so I'm going to show you the PowerPoint while I'm talking, a small PowerPoint. Okay, so let's start. See if I can do this right. I have to remember what I'm using. So I think you can see my PowerPoint clearly now. The theme was chasing your dreams, which is what we should all be doing, by the way. And if your dream is to work with dogs, the first thing you have to do is find your why. You have to find out why you want to work with dogs. And I know that you love dogs. That's probably why you are attending this Facebook Live. And you probably have a dog yourself. Maybe not at the moment, but maybe you're planning to get one. But I'm sure you love dogs. But that is not entirely enough. Because starting your own business is really hard work. It's really hard work. So when you're up late at night and you rather would like to sleep, or maybe you miss out on some social events because you need to work, you have to have something a little bit more sustainable than just loving dogs. So you need to find your why. And my why took me quite a while to define, because I really suggest that you defined why you are doing what you are doing. And this doesn't really it's not only connected to working with dogs. This is whatever you're doing if you have your own business, because it's hard work, and you very much, even though you have colleagues and you might have other people in this, maybe you know other people working in the same business, it's far from really being an employee in a company. So sometimes it gets a bit lonely, and you have to remind yourself almost every day why you are doing this. And like I said, this sentence that I have here, it took me many years before I actually managed to define it in one sentence. And maybe this isn't the perfect English, but I translated it from Norwegian. And my mission is to help as many dogs as possible to have the best possible everyday life. So that is my mission. I strongly believe that it's all the small things that we do every day that make up our life. You know, we have more Mondays, Tuesdays, and weekdays than we have weekends. And life, as you know, I'm sure you know, it's not only party. So I want, if I know that a dog does not have to be in a cage or in a crate, or if I can help a dog owner walking his or her dog on a loose lead and let the dog sniff more, I know that the dog's walks will be nicer and the quality of life for the dog will be better. So this is what I want to do. Yeah. Maybe you want to do something entirely different with dogs, but you need to define what is your why. What are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And money is not enough. You can never be entirely motivated with money. Of course, we can dream about winning the lottery and having millions and, what we can do with the money. But even though, imagine if you got to be a millionaire working with dogs, if you earned millions, that wouldn't be enough. Because you need an inner drive and a wish, a big why, because money is not motivating enough in the long term to work the way we do and to be inspired and to wake up every day and wanting to go to work. So I have made up my own currency for my success, what I feel, what makes me happy, really happy. And because we have the dog trainer school, I am thinking that for every participant on the dog trainer school, I am indirectly helping 50 dogs. Okay, let me explain. When I started the dog trainer school, for some reason, this is because it's so manifested in my mind that my success rate or currency is how many dogs I'm helping. And I thought after quite a short time that I couldn't do this on my own because I didn't get to help as many dogs as I wanted to. Just because I was only one person. So I needed more people to help me. And for each and every one that goes to the dog trainer school, for sure, and I think the number 50 is very low. And what I mean by helping another dog is that if the students at the dog trainer school tell some family member and some friends, and the friends tell other friends, and the family member, the uncle tells an aunt, and if all these people are telling each other that you should walk with your dog on a loose lead and let him sniff when he goes for walks, that will be 50 dogs that has got nicer walks because of that one student at the dog trainer school. And I helped indirectly those dogs. I hope you see my point. The student is, of course, doing their job. I'm doing the job motivating the student, so the student can then also help dogs. So for the past years, when we've done the dog trainer school, in Norway and in Estonia, we had approximately 250 students. So when you divide that by 50, that's a huge number of dogs that I indirectly helped. Because if I didn't do it, some of these people have been, would have been in other schools, some are, whatever. But I have done something. And the number is based on the fact that most people that go to the dog trainer school is not working full-time with dogs afterwards. So if you work full-time with dogs for 10 years, you can just imagine what the number will be. So money is not motivation enough. Yeah. Of course, you need to make money. And this is something I would love to have another workshop about. The fact that it's a difficult thing. It's an ethics. It's ethics that is, I think, very difficult with this kind of work, is that we really want to help the dogs and the owners. And some of us feel really bad taking money for it. Yeah, because we want to help. But okay, we all have bills. We all have bills. And also, if you get a good earnings, if you have a nice salary, you can employ other instructors or dog trainers and help more dogs. Okay? My motivation is now, actually, I've got a new thing on my list, And that is that I want a lot of students at the dog trainer school so that we earn enough money to be able to actually do scholarships in the future. Yeah. The money is not for me. I have a car, I have a house. I'm very happy with that. But if the company earns more money, then we can be able to offer scholarships. Wouldn't that be great? And help even more dogs. So my currency is how many dogs I'm helping. So what you need to find out tonight or tomorrow, don't wait. Don't wait for many years. Don't wait for many months. Why not do it tonight? Take a piece of paper and a pen. And if you're not as old as I am, you use your iPad or your phone or a computer and you write down your why and you find your success currency. How do you measure success? And again, it's nothing wrong with measuring your success in money, in currency like dollars or euros or whatever. But for me, it's easier. It makes me a lot more motivated when I think the number of dogs. So you need to start somewhere. And that somewhere could be by just offering social walks. It could be, if you're a breeder, you can ask your puppy buyers to attend social walks or social activities with your dogs, with the dogs that you already sold, and you can have a theme. Once a month, you can invite your buyers, your new puppy owners, for some kind of activity, and then you choose a theme for the activity. I mean, for example, walking on loose lead, or mental activities, or how do dogs play? How should they play? Dog language, opportunities. It's just endless. And then you talk about that theme, that topic for that time when you do the activity. What you need to do, though, is that you need to find out what you really love doing. Because automatically, when you love doing something, then you are good at doing it. Me, for example, I am not very good at accounting. I even tried that. I went 1 year in school to learn accounting and math, and that was really not for me. The first thing I did when I could afford it with my company was to hire an accountant, because that was, for me, very frustrating and a waste of time. A time that I could spend helping owners with their dogs instead of trying to figure out accounting, which I hated anyway. So you automatically are good at what you love doing, what you like doing, because you're interested in it. If you have studied, or if you went to a course about dogs, I am sure that you were a lot better at taking notes and remembering things from the course than when you studied in school and there was a subject that you didn't really like that much. And that's what I hear people say from the dog trainer school as well, is that, oh, they never loved, a school this much, and they love studying and they love reading about it. They never read all the books in school, this quickly. And it's very simple. The answer is very simple. It's because you love it. You love the subject and you're interested in it. And then it doesn't feel like a job or a study in that sense. I also strongly believe in niches. I started out doing too much. I wanted to do everything. Dog classes for puppies, for teenage dogs, for senior dogs, for adult dogs, different kinds of activities and behavior consultations. I wanted to reach all dogs, but that's just no can do. Yeah. You are much better off niching your product, finding one, that would be actually the best, to find one subject that you are really good at. But in the beginning, I feel that it's that we will more likely try out different things. I'm going to talk about that later as well. You need to try and find out, do I like to do courses? Do I like to instruct a group? Do I like to be online like I am now, to do webinars? Do I like one-on-one consultations? What do you like to do? So you need to try out different things as well. But my advice is to try to think of one path instead of different ones. Okay, and talking about that, really, that's half of the fun, is to find out how we can make success. How can I help as many dogs as possible? And in order to do that, I'm trying out new things. I try out new activities and courses. I have the dog trainer school in different variations to see what really is the best way of doing it all. And I think, and from what I hear the students are saying, is that they find it quite difficult to fail. Yeah, a typical example is that a student is coming to me telling me that, oh no, I tried Facebook ads, I tried putting up notes, in the local store, I tried telling people about my puppy class, but no one registered, they didn't show up. So actually it didn't work. I'm not going to do it anymore. And people are really giving up too easily. I'm not saying that you should really, if you have tried out a product or an activity for a couple of times and people are not registering for it, then it might not be the right product, or for that kind of people, or it might not be the right place to advertise for that kind of product, or it could be the pictures or the text in the ads that you are promoting the product or the activity with. It could be so many things. So you have to look at all these possibilities. What can I do better? Because that's the thing. Instead of giving up, you need to ask yourself, okay, what can I do differently? The people in my area, in my neighborhood, they don't want to come to puppy classes. Why? Yeah, so that's where you start. And I was thinking about it, that a good example of not giving up and what people can relate to, I think, is dating. I think most of us have been dating. Very few of us actually find one partner, meet one man or woman, and we marry and stay with that one person the rest of our lives. We date. We go on a lot of dates. We even have different relationships before we get married. And I've never heard a person saying, oh, yeah, I went dating once, wasn't for me, that didn't work. So I decided never to do it again. Yeah. So starting your own business and creating your own business is more like it, is try and error. And that's really, it's part of the fun. It's part of the journey. You cannot always be successful. It's not possible. Because when you do things for the first time, they will never be perfect. And to be honest, your work will never be perfect. And what I mean by that is we are improving our work, hopefully, a lot. But it will never be perfect. What is perfect? And people are expecting their first activity to be perfect. No. If you do your first webinar, it won't be perfect, it will be funny. Okay. You also need to be, I don't think I mean different in such a way that you have to be really different from everyone else, but you need to be you. just like my dog Wilma here, she has a big personality, as you can see. And you need to come out of your little shell and just be more brave, because you're not doing this for yourself, you're doing it for the dogs, right? So what a lot of my students tell me that they struggle with is self-confidence to do this, to start their own business. And I say, confidence is not something that comes knocking on your door. It's something you have to build. And in order to build self-confidence, you have to actually do something. Self-confidence doesn't just magically happen in your head. You have to try and error to be able to be more confident of what you're doing. And one of the first things you have to stop doing is comparing yourself with others, because people don't want others, people want you. I strongly believe that there is customers for every kind of personality. A lot of people might like me and a lot of people can't stand me. It's fine, because we can't be loved by everyone. So if you have your personality, your background, your experience, your way of talking, your looks, your haircut, your ability to laugh or your ability not to laugh, it can attract different people. So there are people for all kinds of personalities. You need to be you. Like I said, no one has your background, your experience, and personality. So don't be afraid of competition. We need competition and we want competition. If we had no competition, we would have one food store. We would have one clothing store, one store for shoes. We would all be driving a Toyota or Ford or something. Without competition, life would be very, very boring, wouldn't it? So we need competition, and competition is actually making us better. So don't try to copy. You can be inspired. Let yourself be inspired by others. You need to be inspired by others, but don't try to be them. Be yourself, inspired by others. And stay focused on your mission, on your dreams, on your currency. Yeah. Don't waste your time on Facebook watching what everyone else is doing. And especially women, we are so good at telling ourselves that we are not good enough. So don't do that. It's a waste of time that you could rather spend helping other dogs. One of my advices is to be patient. I am not a patient person, but the smartest thing I've done since I started my business in 2011 was to be more patient, to build it brick by brick. And that's the beauty of this line of work with dogs, that we can actually very easily choose if you want to have a goal, have a dream as to work with it full-time or part-time, because there's so many things you can do part-time. My aim is not to have everyone working with dogs full-time. Part-time is enough. Doing something is more than nothing. And you need to know about social media. With the internet, there is really no limits of what you can do. And I love the possibilities that the internet can do. It lets me talk to you now. There were people from South Africa, from Lithuania, from Belgium, from all over the place, because we have internet. Just a few years ago, we couldn't do that. We had to write letters to each other. And to learn about how social media is working and can benefit your company, you need to teach yourself how to do this. And in the beginning, I think you should do that yourself. So there's a lot of free online courses and webinars from people and companies that are offering courses in how to advertise on Facebook or how to use Instagram or whatever. I strongly suggest that you only focus on one channel, like only Facebook, only Instagram, whatever, one of them, because it's really a full-time job to do this properly. So choose one channel and choose the channel that you feel comfortable using. If you're an Instagram person, that is your channel. That's where you are communicating the best. And I'm sorry to say, if you find it difficult to be, out there, even only with pictures, not even webinars or lives like this, you need to deal with it. You need to do something so that you dare to do it. Because again, it's not fair to the dogs that need your help that you don't help them because you have a problem with getting online because you don't feel comfortable being online. And to tell you the truth, people are not really, they don't look at you. They listen to what you say. They don't care about how you look. They want to get the information. So you're not doing this for you. You are doing it for the dogs. So stop. I'm going to be very frank. Stop being so self-centered, so thinking about yourself all the time. Think about the dogs. Yeah. So my advice is to start small, build brick by brick. Find out what is your why. Find out what is really motivating you. What is motivating you enough to not go to a great party, but stay home and work instead? What would motivate you enough? Don't be afraid to dream big, though, because we should chase our dreams. We should have goals that you can reach. So the goals should be a little bit higher than you think you can reach. Because if you stop your goal too low, if you have your goal too low, you will never really grow. So you need to have like a goal that is really reachable, but still a bit difficult. Let's say that your goal is to work part-time with dogs to earn enough money to take your family on vacation for a weekend somewhere once a year. Yeah, that could be a goal. Be specific with your goals. Don't think, I want $50,000. Think, what do you want to do for that money? Do you want to spend them on getting more colleagues to help more dogs? You should do that, and you should also spend some of the money on your family and yourself. You need to be taking care of yourself as well, of course. Yeah. So a very good goal for a lot of people is actually the fact that they can, it could be, in X number of years, go to Disneyland with your kids. Yeah. So dream big and expand your goals, because my experience, we always put the goals too low. Yeah. So after a while, when you reach your goals, set higher goals. And like I said, they should be realistic, but a little bit hard to reach. And I'm sorry to say, don't waste time on people, family and friends who do not understand you. Remember that the people closest to you, they might not share your interest in dogs, but they are very concerned about you. They love you, and that's why they want to protect you. So when you say, hey, I want to work with dogs, they are thinking, oh no, can she do that? Does she get, an income? What is, don't quit your daytime job And don't do that yet, by the way. Don't quit your daytime job before you know that your business is up and running. So your family and friends, be with them, love them, but talk business with other people. You need to find a community to join with other people with dreams, and maybe a community for people starting small businesses, and then other communities with people who are interested in dogs. Not the dog owners, but people, you see what I mean. And you should invest your time in learning new things. You need to learn a lot. As a business owner, you need to know a little bit about everything. About accounting, about marketing, about, of course, you need to know about the dogs and what you're doing, but other things concerning your business, you need to learn them as well. And then trust your gut feeling. So you should think about the perfect job. I love daydreaming. I love having these fantasies, because most of them are actually possible to do if you really have the motivation enough. So what would be the perfect job for you? And where are you in 1 year from today? And please don't tell me that you're going to show up for a seminar like this again in a year's time. It should be a different seminar then. And this is actually, if you are still here watching, this is the first step. So what is your second step? What are you going to start doing? Because everything that you do, I really strongly believe that. It's all the small things, they count for something. And quite often they count for quite a lot, big things. So if your goal is to help one dog a week, that's 52 dogs a year. Yeah. 52 dogs a year if you help one dog every week. If you help one dog every month, that is 12 dogs a year. And guess what? 12 dogs is more than no dogs. And like I said in my workshop, and like I say to my students as well, please, it's unfair of you if you have a lot of knowledge, which you do have. That's why you are here. You're spending your free time hanging on Facebook, joining these webinars that I do and a lot of other people are doing, because you have the interest. If you have the interest, like I said earlier, if you have the interest, you also have the knowledge. You have good knowledge, and you really can get excellent in what you're doing. So it's not fair to the dogs that you don't help them with your knowledge. And you also have to remember that running a business is like always being under construction. We need to try and error. It's the only way to do things. Nothing is perfect the first time. It's a work in progress. So do what you love and love what you do. The only thing which is a bit, and this is personal experience, is a bit dangerous maybe, is that when you love your job, you don't really see it as a job. So the lines are very blurry. So you need to be good at taking time off, spending with your friends and family and so on. And, even though you love it. And I spoke to Turid Rugaas yesterday, the author of On Talking Terms with Dogs, told me, please remind them that you're never too old to start. And she's still going strong. I started my dog-related business when I was 41 years old. Yeah. My background is actually a bachelor degree in hotel management and a master's degree in international politics, which makes no sense as to working with dogs today. But guess what? Everything I've studied, everything I worked with before is useful for me in the job that I have today. So I feel I'm really in the right place. So don't give up. when you were a child, or if you have children, and you're going to teach the children to walk. If they fall down, people are not saying to the children, oh, can't walk, will never walk. No, we're cheering them. Oh, you see, you're walking, you're almost walking. Yeah, we are really encouraging them to walk. And that's what we have to do with ourselves as well, and with our businesses. Don't give up. Don't give up walking or dating, or if you're starting your own business, because the dogs really need you. But now I need to go and have a chat with my dog, Wilma. So, bye.